A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Hi, everybody. We're at yet another recording session of For Light and Dice. As I mentioned earlier, we're still split up and we're doing different recording sessions on the same day. We are recording this on June 1st, which also means Happy Pride.
Happy Pride! And today is June 1st is also National Tabletop Day.
National Tabletop Day. That's awesome. I forgot to mention that in the previous session, so thanks for reminding me that. Also, happy birthday to Batu. Batu is 5 years old now, which is crazy.
5 full years of unfettered galactic capitalism.
Yay!
I love Batu. I think it's great.
So technically, 2 of those years we weren't able to go to it because of the coronavirus situation. Luckily, there's no more COVID, so we don't have to worry about that anymore,
And
right?
Chris has
COVID's
single-handedly
not real.
made up that amount single-handedly by himself. All
Fuck yeah, I have. I love it. I love
It's
Batu.
true.
I love Batu. All right. Anyway,
COVID's totally real. Wear your masks.
Please, for the love of God.
Or
All of
else you
others.
get to be like me today. Huzzah!
Yeah. So, Hope, do you want to introduce yourself and kind of give people a heads up because you just came back from a convention?
I did. I just came back from MomoCon. And so, hi, I'm Hope, and my pronouns are she, her. I play Goz, the Gozo operative mom friend, whose pronouns are also she, her. And as I said, I just got back from MomoCon, and I have the con crud, so my voice is kind of going in and out. I sound worse than I feel. So just know that I'm a little... I was joking with my Chris from J Guys last night, which, you know, you'll hear in the episode on Wednesday, that Guys just smoked a lot of cigarettes after last week's episode. She's
A lot of death
fine.
sticks.
Lots of cigars. So
All right, awesome. And Charles?
Hi, I'm Charles. My pronouns are he, him. I play Wynne, the Duros pilot, whose pronouns are he, they. The only con that I've been doing recently is confidently annoying Chris.
It's true, y'all. All right, so we open up this session with after a very emotional journey with Goz and Wynne. You are traveling sublight speed back to Lysatra, and so with that, there's still some time left before you get there. So is there anything you all want to do before you actually arrive to the system?
Gaz forced Wynne to rest, so she's currently flying the 2000 right now. Something that how long has Wynne been resting for?
So Wynne has a fun feat called running on fumes. Alternatively could be called former college student, whereupon Wynne only needs 3 hours of sleep during a long rest to gain its benefits. So I'm assuming we just did the thing that we did on the way to the station in reverse. So Wynne has been taking a little nap for about 3 hours, and they wander into the cockpit.
Before you do that, I have a question for Chris. During that time, Goz has been listening to the HoloNet equivalent of a news show, like an NPR or something, just trying to gather information where we are in the hyperspace disaster. So then in a 3-hour period, how much information has she been able to gather about, like, the situation, hyperspace lanes, stuff like that?
So because you've been listening to the news, Chancellor Elena So has given an address to the entire galaxy. But roughly she says that due to the excellent works and bravery of the Jedi Order, the Hexall system has been saved. However, they believe that a majority of the Outer Rim and possibly other parts of the galaxy is still in danger, and she has made the difficult decision to closed down all major hyperspace lanes and has announced that hyperspace travel is not safe. She will move quickly with the Senate to enact special measures that will deliver foods, medical supplies to any system that's in trouble. She has also said that, unfortunately, not all systems have been spared what Hexal was spared. And she gives the end of the address, and she says that the galaxy will come together. All sentient beings deserve to live in freedom, harmony. We are all the Republic.
Is there a list of affected planets?
So far, it's Hexal was affected. Chris does not have the all-encompassing timeline yet on other systems.
Abdalis
was
the other planet that was mentioned around this point. Hold on, because Charles has a spreadsheet.
No, that's all right. I just wanted to... Mostly, I was asking to see if she's heard anything about Dragor. Which I'm assuming no, because it's so far out there.
Yeah, no.
Okay, cool. I figured. I just wanted to double check. And how are communications between Outer Rim communications ship, but Inner and Midrim communications okay?
No, they are not working.
So no communications working.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Awesome. So I can't write. That says communications. We'll go with that. All right.
My spreadsheet only says the Abdalis one at this point. I don't think we've hit the ring light emergence quite yet.
No.
But somewhere between 15 and 18 emergences have occurred.
15 to 18, okay.
It's a little This one we do know. It's somewhere between 15 and 18, my guess, just looking at my beautiful spreadsheet of all of Phase 1, chapter by chapter and issue by issue, broken down in chronological order.
All right.
Nerd.
Which I will be starting updating with Phase 2 very soon. I just got Tales from Enlightenment, so I can actually do that.
Nice.
Cool. So, yeah, she is flying, listening to Space NPR. That's where we are.
Nice. All right.
Wynne wanders into the cockpit, and they've got a ice scarf in their hand, and they stop at the entrance and reach up and poke some of the screens up higher on the top, some of the buttons that are up higher on the top. Kind of has like the Falcon has that sort of buttons all up, and yes, the ship appears to be in one piece. Good work.
Good morning to you too. She looks a little bit more serious. Lena So gave an update of everything that's happening.
Wynne steps over towards the pilot seat.
She's not getting up out of that pilot seat.
And then after a moment, slides into the co-pilot's chair and sets her ice calf down. Did she open the hyperspace lanes yet? Not that it would matter at this point, because we're practically almost there.
No, they've closed. Everything's still closed down. The majority of the Outer Rim is really affected right now. They said something about 15-ish more emergencies has happened. And they're not sure how much it's going to affect the Mid and Inner Rim yet. So Jeddah might not be as safe as we think.
I wonder if the emergencies are moving out or moving in towards the core. I wonder if they could track that sort of thing. I wonder almost if maybe they had enough data they could figure out where the emergencies are coming out, but no, that's ridiculous. There's not even that computational power on Coruscant. You would need hundreds of thousands of droids to pull that off.
Has someone read Light of the Jedi?
we're making light of the Jedi jokes.
Now we're making light of the Jedi references. I do think, while it's important that this show continues to be accessible for anyone, regardless of whether or not they've read The High Republic, hi, my friends specifically who listen to this, you really should read Light of the Jedi. It's very good.
Yeah, it's still in my top 5 favorite books.
Of right now,
it's being bumped out by other High Republic books for me.
Yeah.
Thinking about you, Eye of Darkness. Anyway.
So they also said that a lot of communication is stalled down, so we might not even be able to make communication to the Mid and the Inner Rim core worlds, whatever they're called.
I wonder if because we saw there was some communication. Coriel was able to call Jeddah.
That's true.
Maybe we can at least call the Outer Rim, depending on where, I suppose, in the Outer Rim. I'm pretty sure we can't call the other side of the galaxy, but...
Do your parents know you fly in the Outer Rim?
When does not move, they almost appear to be a statue, and they know that I fly. I don't exactly call them regularly to update them to my movements.
They must be worried sick about you.
Yeah, I'm trying not to think about that. I should probably call them when I get a minute and let them know that I'm still alive, but that's a conversation. That's a conversation I need to think about later for them when I can call. Look, if they're on Corellia, they're safe, and that's what's important to me.
Yeah.
He said, knowing what's going to happen later on in the High Republic.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they're safe on Corellia. She's just kind of looking back out the viewport again.
We could try to call Dragor 3 once we get back to Lysatra, or even once we touch down on Jeddah. Jeddah might have even better communication systems than...
I was thinking Jeddah, to be honest, only just because my sector is sort of behind this nebula, and even when I was on Coruscant on a good day, like the nebula had to be spun just in the right way to get a message through, and that was on a good day. So I can't even imagine what it is right now. Though they've been releasing a list every hour of affected planets, and Dragor has not been one of them. So right now, no news is good news for me.
Well, we got to be a little careful not to scroll with doom intent. I wonder if there's a word for that. Can't think of it off the top of my head, but it probably is good to know what planets are being affected, and that at least Dragor and Corellia, and we know for sure Lysatra.
Hetzal is okay. The Jedi stepped in on that one, but a planet called Abdalis is gone.
When picks their cap up, considers it for a moment, sets back down. The idea that a planet, even a whole city, could just be gone.
Not a whole city.
I saw the emergence hit one of the moons of Jakku, and thinking about what that would look like, it's 100 years from now, somebody's going to read about this in some history book, and they're going to look at the casualty numbers from the Great Disaster, and they're going to see them as numbers. That sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I've lived through certain things where in seconds things are gone, but nothing to that magnitude. Anyway, happier things. Hey, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Just kind of wiggles in the pilot chair a little bit. I have a favor.
That will depend on the manner of the favor. And also, no, you cannot borrow credits.
I wasn't going to borrow credits.
Sorry, I'm used to dealing with Coriel.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a realization while sitting in this pilot chair.
That happens a lot, you would be surprised. It's a very comfortable chair.
It is, and I'd still mine for 12 minutes because you said you were going to sleep for 3 hours, and so for the next 12 minutes, you are still on your worker mandatory break to make sure you get plenty of rest. She gives
I
them
hate
a
how
very
you know how
cheeky
to phrase
smile.
that correctly.
Say what?
I hate how you know how to phrase that in a way that
I've
makes me
listened to
want to
you.
do it.
I've listened to you, Wynne. She gives them the most cheeky smile. You've taught
They
me
shake their
well.
fist.
But I have realized something, which is I'm very rusty with flying. I never had a reason to fly on Coruscant, so I haven't really flown in 9 years. And even then, I never had a reason to fly much in hyperspace. And I can count on one hand the amount of times I flew in hyperspace, and that was when I was 15 learning how to get my license. So I know you've been training Lysander, and I've been thinking a lot about what Orla said. And can you give me lessons too? If that way, if we're ever in a situation where I have to fly, I can give us our best chance.
Wynne nods. I would love to do that.
02. That way they can stop dropping ships on huts.
Wynne just raises a hand and twitches their fingers slightly and says, "Oh, I will talk to 0."
Yes, but also if something happens and they're the only person that can fly, they need to be able to give us all our best chance too.
I wonder if 0 could interface directly with the ship and fly it that way. Perhaps this is something I should bring up with them.
I don't know, actually. But...
Well, you've maintained a steady course, and Wynne leans over to tap the navigation. You've maintained a steady course so far, and that's surprisingly difficult to do in open space. It's just you and the instruments, especially going sublight.
It's not... She looks a little annoyed. Okay, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm only telling you this because I give a damn about you, and you're better than this.
Okay.
And I wouldn't tell you this if I didn't give a shit about you.
Okay.
Because I'm used to people just being jerks and me letting it go and just internalizing it, but I'm not going to let you do that to me.
Okay.
Don't talk down to me again or ignore me. That was not cool, what you did on the Amaxian station. When we were arriving and we had to shut down everything, you started explaining to me that the life support system is a very complex system. Now, I don't know how they do in the core worlds, but in the Outer Rim, to get our license, yeah, we have to study the life support system. I know it's a complex system. I'm not an idiot, Wynne. And I don't appreciate you talking down to me that way. And I especially don't appreciate you flat out ignoring me. When I said that I know how to fly, I do know how to fly. I might not fly as good, and that's the worst thing you can do. Because when I've been called everything under the sun, from useless to horrible, and I've been called a slut before, and like I own the slut. I own it because I am a slut, unless it's from that bitch Kendra, because if that bitch Kendra ever comes to my life, I will fucking beat her ass again. I hate that fucking ass cat, but I will own it. But the thing that I do not like to be is ignored, because I have been ignored for way too long, and that hurts more. So when I said that I knew how to fly and you didn't answer me, and you just started shutting down things in the wrong order, might I add, which put us in danger, don't talk down to me or ignore me again. And certainly don't do that to anybody else on the crew. And I'm only telling you this because I know you're better than that.
Wynne, who has been silent through the whole exchange, nods and says, "I cannot always promise that I will be perfect, but I apologize, and I appreciate you pointing out that that was something that was upsetting to you. And I will be cognizant of that in the future."
Because I would hope that you would call me out on it too. Because I've said some mean things to you. I was a bitch, especially when we first started traveling together, especially to you. And that wasn't okay, and you should have called me out.
Yeah, I tend to be a little too good at letting things go when they bother me, especially if I have something bigger to focus on.
Don't do that to me. Hold me accountable because I want to get better too.
I want to get better too. I think that's something that you and I can definitely agree that we both want to get better than what we were when we started.
Yeah, because I'm sorry. I'm sorry for whenever I made fun of you and like in a mean way, not in a teasing way, but like a mean way. Like when I made fun of your face and your laugh and stuff.
Wynne laughs.
Because I like when you laugh. And I like that I can make you laugh because you don't laugh enough.
Wynne sits silently for a moment and then nods. I will remember what you have said and apply it going forward.
Thank you. Look, I know I'm not the smartest, and I know, well, you don't know this, but I had to drop out of school to help raise my brothers. And so I don't have a fancy education like you do, and I didn't go to college, or honestly, I only went through like 8th grade, but I'm not stupid.
No, you know things that I certainly couldn't ever fathom knowing. There's stuff that you've known. Education is nice, but it's not an indicator of ability. You know things and experience that I haven't even come close to being able to understand. I mean, I had to drop out of college after my first year, but I've also experienced things after that I couldn't have possibly dreamed of when I was going for my history degree. I know I talk educated because it's just how my voice is, but there have been times, especially out here on the frontier, especially on Lysatra, that I don't know what I'm doing. And people like you and Lysander who know these things better than I do, if it weren't for you guys, I would have been spaced probably as far back as Nalhutta. I definitely would have been spaced on the space station over the given planet whose name I've just... Yagdul. I definitely would have been spaced on the space station over Yagdul. I hope you're not selling yourself short just because your education is slightly different. Doesn't mean you didn't have one.
Oh, she looks a little intended to go back, and she just looks out the front port again. All right, 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to teach me a lesson.
All right.
Oh, she looks really emotional. Thank you.
Wynne leans over. So, you understand?
Thank you. Really, I'm used to being called stupid. So thank you.
You're welcome. You want to try doing a barrel roll?
Oh my god, can I?
It's a matter of when begins to explain it's a matter of not knowing when it's a matter of knowing when to pull back. It's a matter of knowing how to brake. Otherwise, you're gonna send the entire portion of you're gonna send the whole cargo by flying. So what you're gonna want to do, and Wynne walks her through how to pull to the side while holding the ship steady in place. And stop it at the appropriate moment. And it says, all right. And Wynne leans over and puts the buckle on their seat on. His safety person says, all right, you have 30 seconds. Do a barrel roll.
Okay, give me 1 second. Gonk, strap in.
You hear in the back, gonk?
No, honey, strap in. Give me a gonk when you're strapped.
You can hear the gonk waddling, step, and then it's some loud noise, and then it says gonk.
All right. She's so excited. I feel like you're playing Star Fox.
This is 100% a Star Fox reference.
Hell yeah. Okay.
I'm
Am I
absolutely doing
rolling
a Star Fox
piloting?
bit.
Yeah, pilot check, please.
Okay.
Looking for
So
10 or
Goz is
higher.
gonna attempt to do a barrel roll. Oh, I lost my dice. That is a good teaching win. That's an 18 plus 1, so a 19.
Yeah, a little fast, but you do it. Gonk says Gonk.
The whole time she's just like laughing maniacally, like.
Don't go too hard, Hope.
Oh, and I need water for that one, but she laughs maniacally.
Shortly after the barrel roll,
Wynne will then take their spot in the pilot.
Okay.
She doesn't get out of the seat first. She kind of gives them a long look, like, Okay, fine.
Wynne slides back into the chair.
A couple of moments after your data pads have a brief alert indicating that there is a new message in your group chat.
Goz does not have her data pad. It's with 0.
So when presses some buttons to send it up to the screen.
It is a message from 0 that was sent almost over half a day ago. It says, do I need to stay in orbit or should I meet you all in Jeddah?
Oh, no.
Do we have any other messages?
No.
How far away from Lysatra are we?
You're not that far. In fact, you can see the nebula that surrounds the system on your outside the cockpit.
Goz just reaches out and opens comms. This is the 1 in 2000 for the crew of the Phantasmal Squonk. Are you here and do you read us?
The communication system indicates that the signal cannot go out. Can you make technology rolls?
Yes. Where's technology? There you are.
15.
9.
Guys, you're not really. Maybe there's some kind of malfunction with the communication system. You're not really sure. When the entire system of Lysatra is being jammed.
Wynne reaches over and quickly shuffles through several communications channels. This is not us. This is a full communications jam. Something's jamming the whole planet.
Okay. Wait, then where's our ship? Where's our friends? Where are they?
Wynne is going to increase the speed on the 1 in 2000.
Make a pilot check.
25.
You zoom. You take a shortcut through the actual part of the nebula, and you come into the system where you can see planet Lysatra, and there is a lot of wreckage just floating in space, just above the orbit, so none of it gets taken by the planet's gravity. But it looks like some kind of massive battle happened here, and a lot of ships got destroyed.
Oh no! Where's the Squonk?
Can I do scanning for the Squonk immediately?
I'm gonna do a sight check to see if I can actually just see anything that looks like the Squonk. Would that be...
Make a perception check, but it's gonna be a disadvantage. There's like a lot of debris.
I was gonna ask about this. So I have keen hearing and sight where I have advantage on perception checks.
So you would neither have disadvantage or advantage in that case, just a regular roll. Because you cancel out the disadvantage.
Cool. I was wondering about that. Oh, it doesn't. Perception. That is. It's an 8.
There's so much debris here. It wasn't just, if the Squonk was indeed destroyed, it wasn't just a Squonk. There had to have been at least one capital ship completely destroyed, a lot of fighters, but you don't really recognize any of the shrapnel.
She just reaches out for the cons again. This is the 1 in 2000 calling for the planet of Lysatra, preferably Oscar. Do you read us? Does anybody read us?
Wynne is scanning for the Squonk.
Wynne, make a technology roll.
Oh my god, where are they?
12.
Scanners are also being jammed.
Scanners are also being... What the fuck? Okay.
Okay, let's calm down. Okay, what's happening? Okay, this has to be more than one ship. And I'm not... She's looking a little scared, but trying to keep it together. What do we know?
We left the ship in orbit. There
Yes.
was an orbit. Theoretically, if the ship had remained in orbit, we could have had the 1 in 2000 track to that thing of orbit. But if there was a battle, almost certainly they left that orbit, which means that's utterly pointless.
Do you think any of these were the Hut ships that returned?
That's a good question. Looking at the ships, Chris, can Wynne make a determination
I'm gonna
as
make a lore roll. I'm gonna make a lore roll myself.
I'll let you make a lore roll for that. Or a technology roll, your choice.
That's a 16.
That's a natural 20, which gives me a 25.
So you all are just like studying the shrapnel. It takes a couple minutes just to be flying around, kind of checking everything out. It's eerily quiet, like a graveyard. But you both recognize that most of the shrapnel comes from the Huts. It looks like they had a capital ship that was completely destroyed. A couple of their fighters. You also recognize some of the fighters from Lysatra.
I've seen that before at the Light and Shade.
That's a Hut capital ship.
That is a Hut ship.
Oh, Fark.
Do you think Orcus's bomb went off?
It was supposed to go off before the ship arrived.
Doesn't mean he's good at things.
He's definitely not good at things.
Oh no.
Okay. Breathing. What do we have? We have
We
Gonk.
We have
the ship.
Gonk, and we have an armory.
Gonk.
Ugh.
I think we should
Okay.
land on Lysatra, try to find Oscar and get some answers. And
I agree. And
Okay.
Wynne is going to do that.
Wynne, can you make another perception check?
Perception modifier is perception modifier. I always lose it. Here it is. 12.
When you in the corner of your eye, there is suddenly a brief blip on the navigation system of picking up something, a ship of some insane size that you've never quite seen before. And then you also realize the controls suddenly break backwards, and you both feel a shift of inertia that's very rough and violent. And when you know immediately, you're caught in a tractor beam.
whoa, what are you doing?
I am not doing anything. We are caught in a tractor beam. Are there port side or aft windows on the 1 in 2000?
Yes, there are. Also, the communication system goes off as you're being hailed.
Okay. We are in a tractor beam. Wynne
Okay.
turns to Goz. We are in a tractor beam. They are pulling us towards a very large ship that just blipped up on the navigation. Being hailed. Once we answer this, I have to stay here once we've answered it. But there's windows on the side. If you can go get a visual and bring it back, that would be immensely helpful to us.
1N, are you here with us?
The computers beep.
Okay. Any tricks that you might can find on Whisper ships that could help us, please start pulling that up on the dashboard so we know what we're also working with Whisper ship. Because I know you have read everything here. She just gets up and just hurries out. Gonk, go to the armory and get a gun.
Gonk!
While Goz is going to try to get a look at the capital ship, Wynne is going to answer the hail.
You hear a voice that sounds strangely like 1 and 2 come up and it says, "Hello there."
Hi!
My master says I'm supposed to tell you that if you resist, we're going to destroy you. Also, do you like cheese?
I am indifferent to the concept, leaning positive, of cheese. I am quite negative on the concept of being destroyed.
Then do not resist.
Wasn't planning on it, although we are kind of caught in a tractor beam, so it would be a little difficult.
You are? Wow, I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah, we learn new things every day,
Tell
so...
him to turn it off.
You know what else we could learn is how to turn off the tractor beam.
I didn't even know it was turned on.
That would make it quite difficult, wouldn't it?
Who am I speaking to? I'm 3.
Wynne pauses. My name is Wynne. I am currently piloting the ship, sort of a freelance pilot situation. How are you?
I'm great.
Glad to hear that.
So as long as you do not resist, my master will not destroy you.
Yeah, so about that. Love to not resist. Not resisting, my favorite thing. Can you tell me a little bit about what I should not be resisting, and who may be asking me to not resist things?
I don't understand a single thing you just said.
And you have a feeling when he's not bluffing.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah, so Goz, while Wynn's having this conversation, you're looking through the windows on the sides of the ship. You don't see anything, but you find one window that lets you look up, and there is indeed a gigantic capital ship. You think for a second maybe it's a space whale, but it's far too big and far too metallic for that. It looms kind of in the shadows above, and it is pulling you closer and closer. You've never seen a ship design like this before.
I know we're not in battle, but I'm going to use cunning action just to get back as fast as I can.
Yes, you're like, you swoop through. Gonk is still trying to like get up off the chair that he was sitting in when you like zoom by him, and Gonk goes, Gonk?
She just dashes back in. Yeah, that's definitely a big ship.
Wynne quickly mutes the thing and turns and says, "Please tell me it's like a hut ship or something that we know."
I've never seen it before. I don't think it's definitely not a ship I've seen before.
Wait, your voice is changing. That's weird.
Oh,
Wynne, unmute.
What?
Just catching up. This is Goz. Goz, meet 3.
Hi, 3.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great.
3 was just informing us that if we resist, we will be destroyed. Mysterious unnamed master.
Just reached out. You know what, 3? If we're destroyed, we can't play a game. You want to play a game?
Can you make a persuasion roll?
Absolutely. Do I have a thing to help me with persuasion, even though it's my expertise?
No, but your expertise should give you a lot of bonus.
It does. I'm just wondering if force of personality.
How do you guys think I've been managing to bust out all these really good pilot checks? It's because my ass took expertise in piloting at level 1.
Hell yeah.
And everyone was like, "Why are you doing that?"
Actually,
that makes no sense.
I'm going to try and use Charmer on this too. If I spend 1 minute talking to someone who can understand what you were saying, we can use a persuasion to contest the creature's wisdom insight check. If you and your companions are fighting we're not fighting at the moment. If your check to see if the target is charmed by you, as long as it remains within 60 feet.
Yeah, they're a little far. You're based on your experience with 1 and 2, you're not entirely confident they're going to understand anything you're saying.
All right, I'm going to try a good old-fashioned roll. Let's go. That's an 18.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, I don't know how to turn off the tractor beam.
I didn't say anything about the tractor beam, honey. That's just silly.
I did.
Oh, when? Oh, fun. What else can you do? Where are you?
I can cook.
I can cook too.
I can fix things. I can spy on things.
You can spy on things? That's so cool. Where are you right now?
And I can release large amounts of energy.
Flying through the skies of Lysatra, Marchion Ro has been monitoring the situation from his own shuttle. Defeating what was left of the planetary defense force on Lysatra was disappointing, maybe even boring, and the last of the prisoners Marchion wanted to collect have been rounded up. Now all that's left is good old-fashioned revenge.
How dare they fly that ship? It belongs to the Gaze Electric. It belongs to me.
Marchion reactivates the weapon systems on his ship, and he assumes an attack position, getting ready to destroy Goz and Wynne. Well, everyone, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. As always, we really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, we would really appreciate it if you leave a review for us. It really helps the algorithm, people find the show. We would love for more people to join us on this crazy Star Wars High Republic inspired adventure. If you look for us on social media, we're only on X, Twitter, whatever it's called. For right now, under the @ForLightAndDice handle. On that profile, you can find a link to our Discord, where you can find our podcast if you're having trouble finding it. And if you are, I don't know how you're listening to this, so what I just said makes no sense, but that's okay. Huge shout out to Grushkov, who lets us use their music. You can tell that their music is a really important component of the show, so we really appreciate that they let us use it. You can find their music on YouTube, Spotify, all kinds of places where you can actually buy music, and I can't recommend it enough. They just came out with music inspired by the Star Wars High Republic book Eye of Darkness, and I've heard rumor that there's more coming very soon. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for listening, and as always, may the Force be with you.